Because when Dawn Zimmer vetoed the ordinance that I was so proud we passed at last meeting, she stated, "It is certainly understandable for losing candidates and their supporters to believe that they would have won if only the rules were different." This is odd, very odd, because I've known her for a long time, and I knew her in May of 2007 when she ran for office against Chris Campos in the 4th Ward, where we both still live today. She was part of a crowded 4th Ward field that May, which included she, Chris Campos, Freddie Frazier, and Anthony Musara. Certainly, Dawn must have forgotten that she lost on that day in May 2007. She lost by well over 100 votes in a ward-only election. She lost by a larger percentage of votes cast than the percentage Mike DeFusco recently lost to Ravi Bhalla by, absent a runoff. But because the Hoboken election laws were different then, and because Chris Campos had not won a majority of the votes cast, but a mere plurality, Dawn Zimmer qualified for a runoff election. This runoff election, held in June, resulted in Dawn winning by a mere 8 votes. This was such a razor-thin majority that lawsuits quickly followed, and eventually a 3rd election would be agreed to. So not 1, but 2 runoffs occurred that year, and Dawn Zimmer won that 2nd runoff. The point is that if a runoff had not been in place, Dawn Zimmer would never have been elected in 2007. She would have lost in May. Had a mere plurality rather than a majority been all that was needed to win, there would have never been 4th Ward Councilwoman Zimmer. There would never have been mayoral candidate Zimmer 2 years later, nor Council President Zimmer after she lost to Peter Camerano in 2009's runoff, acting Mayor Zimmer that July, nor Mayor Zimmer that fall. I wouldn't have become a councilman in 2009 if not for those 2007 4th Ward runoffs. Ravi Bhalla, my 2-time running mate, wouldn't have become a council person either. In fact, the chain of events that caused many of you to be in those seats today would never have occurred if there were not a runoff election as part of our local election law in 2007. Mayor Zimmer of the past was very aware of this fact. Mayor Zimmer, who vetoed our ordinance as one of her final acts in office, apparently has no memory of that fact whatsoever. I truly miss my old running mate, my old mayor, and I, like many of my Hoboken neighbors, miss the runoff that was so crucial to creating her mayorship so many years ago. So I implore you, please move this ordinance to 2nd reading. Please vote yes on this ordinance. And most importantly, please allow the voters of Hoboken the chance to decide whether they want to bring back the runoff system. I doubt I sadly doubt that I'll ever get my old friend back. But maybe, if you all pass the necessary votes to put this referendum on the ballot, Hoboken's voters will choose to bring back the runoff system that made possible her time as a public servant and so many of ours as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mello. Councilman Mello.